Hi, this is ANALEIGH. Yes, I suppose it's my first action-packed film. I don't know if I would even say it's really a horror film so much as it really encompasses so many different genres. It's kind of hard to like wrap it up in one. And I think horror film, I think of something that is strictly terrifying with very little space for any romance or comedy. This is the first time that I've ever dealt with zombies or guns. I'm a big sci-fi fan, but no, I had never really had a romance with zombies before this. That was a play on words there. You got that. I had seen The Night of the Living Dead was the first zombie flick I was introduced to, but beyond that, I did not seek out corpses. But it's nice to be a part of a project that I would highly recommend to people that love zombies, that love science fiction, and that just want to go see a cool, good movie too. A favorite sci-fi movie. I was raised on X-Files. It's obviously not a movie, but that's kind of where it all was. It all started, and then it went into Star Wars. And as far as sci-fi, this could be really girly. Is The Fifth Element considered? I consider that sci-fi, and I'm a big fan. I really had no idea what to expect because I hadn't done any fight sequences or green screen or any action sequences. And the first day practically came to Montreal. They cut us off to a several-hour training course at gun training at the shooting range. And so we had thorough training on how to handle guns and what kind of weapons are used where and all the ins and outs of that. And then we made available to us was combat training and stunt training when we ourselves were available. And because I played kind of the best friend, my character didn't have, wasn't on set every single day. And so I used that as much as possible when I wasn't filming. I was often working with stunt people. We did a lot of boxing and grappling. I did my own stunts. There's a scene where a giant man of a zombie picks me up and shoves me around and then drops me on a table and gets shot by Julie and sides off. And I was pretty banged up, but I felt pretty badass doing it. So. Anything that's reading could check out. I totally have a weird existential, very abstract blog. But as far as screenwriting goes, I have a few treatments that I'm really excited about and finishing up. One project more based less fantastical than I've kind of done in the past. But that is the initial reason why I moved to Los Angeles, and thankfully connecting as much wonderful people that have helped me shape and form and push my writing ever since. So hopefully, I'm hoping in the next year and a half, given a realistic timeline, that we can start, that can be more available.
Yeah, I mean, when I got when the book, when I still read the book for the first time, and it had not even been released, So I did not. So it was on the one hand it was great because I felt free to like interpret it as I wanted to, and I didn't know. On the other hand, I didn't know what anyone was going to freak out about me changing. So I just pretty much kind of did, and I loved the book, so I tried to stay true to the spirit of the book. I only changed a few things, basically. The third act is significantly different than the third act of the book. The third act of the book is much more of a kind of a metaphysical, musing on much less kind of action-driven ending. And also, the other thing I did was I changed the main dude's outfit and the music he listened to. And in the book, he was conceived as sort of a very nostalgic kind of guy who loves Frank Sinatra and who's really into life, who wears a suit and a tie and drives the car he finds is a Mercedes, like an old 60s Mercedes red, cherry red convertible. And my rationale for changing it was that I wanted young people to watch the movie and think, and this could be me. I didn't want to get too many hints about who this guy was before the apocalypse happened. And then as far as changing the third act, it's just, Isaac writes in this beautiful kind of, this beautiful prose, and it was the writing that really made the end of his novel kind of sing and come alive, and unfortunately we couldn't lean on that. In making a film, we had to kind of make his prose actionable in a way. So that was the reason for that. Yeah, Nebulae was a movie that probably you haven't seen, and that has not really been released here. But it was a slasher film, and it was shared some things in common with this movie. But certainly, this is my first jump into zombie movies and that kind of horror, the more supernatural horror. My favorite horror movie ever? And, well, I mean, there's like, The Tenant by Polanski, I think is a wonderful, wonderful film. I don't know if that would be considered a horror movie. I really like Halloween 4. I like all the Halloween movies, but Halloween 4 is have you seen it? It's very underrated, man. It's really good. It's a return to form. I don't know what the subtitle is. I mean, they basically go back to Michael Myers after, 3 is about the Halloween time. Yeah, but four is a really special movie. So I have like, and I love the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, especially Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Those are the movies that I really like, that I really kind of grew up on. But as far as a movie that's like obviously the classic ones of The Exorcist and The Shining and all that. But for the fun stuff, like Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, and I think Polanski's horror films, it can be so much fun. Return of the Living Dead, I would say, it's kind of again the most fun, and I think for that genre, for me it's like the bar for success is, do you want to like sit on your couch with a six-pack and a bong and watch it? And I always hope that like Mandy Lane would be that for college kids, and hopefully someday it will. Warm Bodies is a slightly different type of movie, but I think that for me that's like for me that's like the ultimate kind of compliment you can give a horror movie, and I can definitely say that about Return of the Living Dead. 28 Days Later to me is just a brilliant film. I'm a more Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, I mean, to me, Shaun of the Dead is kind of the gold standard, I think. I mean, Zombieland 2 is a really fantastic film. We definitely, I think, do have some tonal similarities with those movies. I think Shaun of the Dead is such a unique and special movie. I would never, dare to compare us to it. I just think it's so well. I mean, it's so well made, and I think Edgar is such a wonderful, wonderful filmmaker. I mean, But yeah, I mean, I think that they're you know, hopefully we can make you laugh, like you know, in some small way, just like that movie did. But we also have characters that, you know, I think the great thing about Shaun is you also take the relationships with those characters seriously, and I hope that that we have that as well. I love Fido, man. I love that movie. Thank you. That's wonderful. No, I really hope you like it. I really hope you like it. Fido is an unsung. Fido is like an unsung classic. I think that movie is so fun. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely bigger than anything I've done before. It was the first time I had to kind of do any like real world building, you know. But that is less of a challenge and more like really fun. I mean, I think that the same principles, once you've done a few movies, even if you've done it on a small scale, the same principles really apply to anything you're doing. Like when you, you know, the same way you conceive of the look of 50/50, you know, is the same way you conceive of the look of One Body. You just collaborate with, you know, a group of people who can sort of help you along, and you tell them what you like. I mean, it's, you know, we had a wonderful production designer named Martin West. We had a great visual effects supervisor who, you know, who I kind of reached out to because of his work with Darren Aronofsky and how kind of grounded those visual effects were. You know, and our makeup artist, Adrian Moreau, had just been nominated for an Oscar for Barney's version, and so we had a great collaborative team who, you know, when I had no idea what the hell I was doing, would really help me out. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's a challenge, but it's incredibly fun. I mean, I can't tell you, like, you know, sitting on the sort of 50/50 was a blast every day. But there's nothing like showing up at like a fucking village that was built for your movie. Like, it's crazy, you know, with a hundred extras and details of, you know, of people like little shops where people are selling like things that would happen, in, you know, in the post-apocalypse. I mean, it was just amazing the kind of details that were put into those sets. Um, so it's like whatever challenge, however challenging it is, it's going to bounce out by how much fun it is. Yeah? Well, in our movie, like the zombies have lived in purgatory, and they are kind of, they're infected, but they're not, you know, they're not fully gone, and the bonies, you know, basically are just more advanced, you know, more kind of advanced versions of zombies. They've decomposed more. They're just, every zombie eventually turns into one of them, but a different kind of at a different time frame. It's basically when you give up all hope is when you kind of turn into them and you pull your skin off and your muscles turn to dust, and you know, you're basically just a very like decomposed version of a zombie. So that's kind of what we, you know, because that's what we needed to do to our mythology to kind of have the, you know, we needed still an antagonist, but we also wanted, you know, we wanted there to be kind of a little hope in our zombies. That's so cool, you guys. I mean, like, thank you guys so much for being so supportive, and I really hope you like the movie, man. I do. Take care. Nice talking to you. Bye.